that's kind of the theme, I think, of 9/11 is that the disbelievability of it all. Um, so it's something that I really believe changed our lives, and in this case of this class, it might have influenced you to take up and continue to have an interest in journalism.
Flight 93 was over Pennsylvania, and they had no idea where it was going to go, but they had an inkling that it was going to go back and try to crash into the White House. And President Bush had issued orders that it was to be shot down.
My parents saved like a bunch of newspapers from 9/11, we still have them, and like the days after. And I remember my mother always telling me like, oh, newspapers are great because it's sort of like, the first draft of history, this is like a day where we can remember, this is proof of it, like, look, we have it. So I think that always stuck with me, and that is one of the reasons why I like print journalism especially.
They think like plane hitting the World Trade Center, it like imploded on itself pretty much, and they did like a huge like thing on it that that building itself, structurally, like the way that it was built, it should not have fallen from like.
The obvious similarity to Joe Rosenthal's picture was just obvious, but I mean, it was a passing thought, much the way the woman with the birds was a passing thought, and I didn't set out to make a picture that looked like the Iwo Jima picture. It really just turned out that way, and there are a lot of similarities between that picture and Rosenthal's picture. My experience in Joe Rosenthal's picture, I met Joe Rosenthal. He since has passed away, and he was a sweet man, and he really didn't want to talk about it. And I had a lot of questions for him, and he really just didn't want to talk,
And the mom, she was sitting in the room next door, not like in the same room as the interview, and she just said like how proud she was to see that the girls led such a normal life. So it was very emotional, I think, more so after when we were seeing how well the interview went. And but it was definitely like one of the highlights of my life, I would say.
When Professor Miskoff approached us for both personnel support and financial support of the 9/11 project, it made sense right away to us because it fits our mission like a glove, and in addition it was creative and progressive. We liked that.
A big news event, but it was a big loss for this country, and a lot of us lost friends, and obviously some people lost family. When this event happened, our company, we believe, we haven't verified this because quite frankly it doesn't really matter, but we've been told that we created the first fund in the world for 9/11 victims, because by 11:45 that morning we had set up a fund for the 9/11 victims, and how that.
What's really at the core of what's important is journalism, and that's the driving principle. Jennifer touched on the First Amendment, the importance of good journalism, good local journalism, covering the State House, covering Borough Hall, is so critical.